I look like Marge Simpson right now, and I'm vibing on it. My hair is pink, guys. I got bored and I colored it because Merry freaking la la. Hello, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to blow dry your hair. So one of the questions I always get as a stylist is, how do I blow dry my hair at home? How can I make it look like this at home? Or y'all just do it so good, I can't do it like how y'all do it at home. Well, I'm here to rescue y'all, you guys. Today we're going to dive into a little bit of a DIY at-home style blowout. So if you can't make it to the salon, your stylist is booked, or they're just freaking closed, you could give yourself a at-home blowout without having to break the bank. Now, keep in mind, each hair texture and style is different and will qualify different things throughout this video and how you blow dry it. I'm gonna show you guys on my hair for my hair type, which is a medium to fine style hair type. Every hair type does qualify different things for their blowouts, so you can look that up. I can go ahead and attach some stuff below in the description box for what I think will work best for different hair types. Go ahead and jump to the video because there is some great things going to be seen here. Wow. Oh yeah, and don't forget to comment below what different videos you want to see for my channel. I am always open to suggestions. I love trying new things. It doesn't have to be beauty. It doesn't have to be hair. It can be anything. If you want me to try living in a garage for 24 hours, well, let's be reasonable, because I really like my bed and I really like my dog and my cat, so I don't want to have to go live in a garage without them for 24 hours. Let's jump into the video and 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, guys. So before you start this transformation, you of course are going to have to shampoo your hair. So gals and guys that's working on day 9 hair like I was, well, it's time to break the barrier and shampoo it. So today I shampooed my hair with Cherry Almond by Aveda. Looks like this, smells amazing. Wish you could smell it, but you can't. So for now, you're just gonna look at the bottle. This one is meant for moisture and softening the hair. And if you have dry hair, especially this time of year when the weather sucks, something like that is great. And I also decided to deep condition my hair today too. So I am using, words are not my forte, you guys, so I'm gonna just let you read it. And this is really good. And before we get started with the blowout, there are 2 products I'm going to use today. Do the little flippy thing that looks really cool in most YouTubers videos. Today I'm going to use one for volume and one for texture. So I'm using the Awapui Wild Ginger Blowout Spray, and this is great for style and volume. And then I'm also using Soft Quick Slip by Paul Mitchell, and this is going to give it shine and soft texture. So this right here, I'm only going to use about that much. This is going on your ends only, you guys. Now, you will not want to put your slip products at the roots, because that's going to defeat the purpose of the hold. It's going to make your hair feel greasy, flat to your head, and anything for volume or thickening, you're going to put at the roots. So I got this guy here, and I'm going to go in and spray my roots down. That's that, boys and girls. If you've seen what's in my hairdresser bag, you know I really love a wet brush. So I am going to go ahead and with a wet brush and brush all those products through my hair, making them evenly dispersed through the scalp and the ends, and making it, well, brushed. Do y'all love my Santa shirt? Like, look at this, like ho freaking ho. For today's blowout, you're going to need a brush, clips, and a blow dryer, of course. You can't sit there and go and hope your hair blow dries. That's just not how this pouring works, you guys. You start to blow dry and round brushing and everything. The most important part is to pre-dry. The reason you want to pre-dry is to get as much moisture out of the hair as possible. It's insanely impossible to blow dry your hair with a brown brush from soaking wet like this. But this also gets the roots used to being living in an opposite direction to give you that fluffy volume that you want. And then you're going to go in and round brush it to smooth it out and give you the style. So we are using today the Twin Turbo down a nozzle, so I can get in there and just basically shake everything up, and then we'll go in and round brush it. So let's go ahead and get started. And I have this on the highest heat function, and then the highest wind movement. The thing with the blow drying is not the wind power, it's the heat power. So the more heat, the faster it gets dry. So here we go, you guys. So real quick, I want you to note that as I'm pre-drying it, I'm not sectioning it, I'm just flipping the hair around. That's because you want to get the roots off the head, blow dry the ends, and get it about 85 to 90% dry, and then you'll go in with the round brush. So you're doing that again for volume and to get the moisture out. So I do want to note the way you pre-dry and the amount of time you pre-dry and how much you pre-dry is all dependent on your hair type. If you are one of these girls that have very natural curly hair, you don't want to pre-dry too much because then that's going to create frizz, and once you create frizz, it's hard to smooth it down. If you are one of these girls with super fine hair, you don't want to pre-dry too much because then you're going to be almost dry by the time you finish pre-drying. But if you're like me and you have medium style hair, pre-dry about 80 to 90% all the way, and then you're going with the round brush. Now, depending on how much hair you have, the length of the hair, the texture of the hair depends on what you will use for your blowout. The next part, you do definitely want your nozzle. This is going to control the heat and where it's going. And as you'll see when I'm blow drying, I will kind of grab it different ways, but I'm mostly working and getting the roots lifted and then dragging it down and pulling it to get in that softness and that root lift for volume. Okay, so depending on how much moisture is in your hair and how thick your hair is, the more steam you're going to see. That's just the moisture. It's not your hair burning or anything like that. Unless you see fire, you're good. So I want you to take notice of the round brush, how this one sits and how this one's laying on my head. The round brush is putting a little bit of lift in the root, so it's allowing volume. And then I'm going to blow dry this side with a regular brush so you can see the difference between the two. So depending on how much volume you want, this one, the round brush is going to give you the most volume, then the flat brush. So depending on the volume you want and the style of blowout that you're going for will depend on the brush. So for this look, I want to give the most volume for my blowout, so I'm gonna just dry the whole head with my round brush, and yeah, we'll come together here in a few. So I want to take note that the back of the head, I know, is the hardest point to reach. So the best way to get to the back of your head without having to see back there and lift it up is you take the brush and spin and flick. So that's going to bring the roots off the back of your head and allow you to do the same thing as if you were sitting here round brushing it and pulling it off the head. So it looks like flip and grip. As you're blow drying your hair with the brown brush and getting the volume in there, you are hitting the roots a little bit longer to create the vision of volume. But when you're getting to the end, you're letting the blow dry go all the way down. So that's going to give you that smoothness and that shiny texture and everything. But you don't want to leave these wet because then it's going to pull the volume out. I'm going to save the crown and the bangs for last, and you'll see what I'm going to do special to those. Alrighty, so I have the crown section out and I'm going to take it into two sections. And what I'm focusing on when I blow dry my crown is lifting it off the roots, because that's where you're going to see the most volume and where you want the roots to be fluffy. So the best way to do this is to blow dry with your brush on the other side. So instead of under like that, you want to dry over so you can control the heat and push the hair up, and we'll do that together real quick. bangage area to give you the most volume to look like a Victoria's Secret model. So you're wanting to start these guys like this. This is going to get the roots off of there and then pulling it down. But then you're going to switch up your position and go this way to set it. So when you lay it down, it goes whoosh, like that. So alrighty, so there's that little lift on there. So now I'm going to go through with the ends. Now this is totally up to you depending on what brush you want to use. I'm going to go through with the ends just to make it a little bit easier and gloss them over with this guy just so I can make sure everything's all nice, set, and dry. All set. And I also want to point out the great thing about blowing your part down the middle is no matter where you flip and flop now, it's going to have that luxurious looking lift, so you look like you have volume and you look like a Victoria's Secret model all day. You can flop it back and forth, and no matter where you go, it's going to have a nice little lift at the roots. Depending on what you do afterwards will depend on this look you're going for, if you curl it or if you just want to put some gloss on the ends to make it look shiny and bright. There is your DIY blowout to try at home. Now, like I said, different hair textures call for different things when you're blow drying, but I at least wanted you to see what it would look like. Hopefully you learned some cool tricks from this. If you have any questions about your hair type or what products to use, please feel free to comment below. I'll message you back. I love reading comments and messaging people back. Happy holidays, you guys. Thank you so much always for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe because you know I do cool videos every week. Well, they're pretty cool to me. But yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And as always, thank you for watching and happy holidays.